So please welcome producer Jennifer Handorf and director and writer Oliver Frampton.
Yeah, I was just saying to Jen on the way that I always love coming to horror festivals and watching films from first-time directors, because you know that they've poured heart and soul and given it 500%. And so I'm hoping you'll feel the same about this. It's a slow build film. Hopefully you'll find it scary. Just let us know what you think. Come and find us afterwards, and we're going to come back and answer some questions. So hope you enjoy.
What would you say is your biggest experience from Life of Crime? How did that help you to this film?
Well, Life of Crime is 3 separate hours of drama but tells one story, so if you kind of put it together it's like a kind of mini movie. And it's about the life of a woman across her entire career, so in that sense it's sort of looking at characters and how they go from one point to another point over a long period of time, but also kind of go through quite extreme changes, and that's similar to The Forgotten, so that kind of script side of it we brought over.
And how long did the process of The Forgotten take?
A long time. Yeah, so James Hall, my co-writer, and I started writing with talking to Jen and everything on the script, and it's a scripting process of about a year, I guess. And then we shot in October 2011, so a long time ago.
Once the script was finished, script to the end of the shoot was actually quite quick, and filming itself was
very
15
quick.
days?
15 days, yeah.
Only 15 days, so the actual filming of the film, the actual production process was very quick.
Yeah.
But then post-production took us some time. But
we were entirely independent, so we had the luxury of taking our time with the edit and working it really hard, sitting with people and watching it and seeing how, you know, whether it's too slow or whether the twists were kind of in the wrong place, and just making sure that the drama was kind of building continually across this, you know, 90-minute thing. And we made some quite kind of big changes, as you do in the edit, and it was lovely because we didn't have a kind of specific deadline. We were able to just keep crafting until we were happy.
Thank you all for being here, and thank you for having us. We're loving it here. And you know, as Ollie said, there's a lot of love that went into this film, and hopefully that comes off the screen and to you guys as well. And yeah, if you can think of anything you'd like to ask us afterwards, we'll be back for questions, and we look forward to hearing what you thought of it. Thank you very much.
You're the producer of the movie Crazy for You. And have you worked with a lot of films before The Forgotten and that one?
I have actually. To date, I've made 7 features, all micro budget, which means sort of under £500,000.
All brilliant.
Oh, well, thank you. Even if you do say so, thank you very much. And then I've made a lot of shorts. I counted last year, and it was over 30 short films. It's a lot of shorts, but it's I've been filmmaking since I was about 20 years old. It's been a real joy, and unlike a lot of feature producers, I still make shorts.
So yeah, sound plays a really important part in this film, so we worked pretty hard to get it right. A lot of that involved me with and Jen as well, in fairness, with a tape recorder going around to various estates and like recording wind in stairwells and things in the middle of the night.
Illegally.
Illegally, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's a ghost story, and when we started thinking about what kind of film it was going to be, and when we started the writing process, it was always going to be something inspired by classic ghost stories. So M.R. James, H.P. Lovecraft, those kind of old Victorian ghost stories that play really slowly and kind of build and build. And yeah, I suppose typical to those sounds that you hear and things that you see in this film are echoes of another time, and echoes of a really tumultuous time that sort of define these people's lives.
And was there a lot of difference between making The Forgotten and Crazy for You?
Yes and no. I mean, you know, short films, obviously the shooting period is quite short, but Crazy for You, we shot for 3 days, and when you consider, you know, we shot 3 days for a 10-minute film, It's 3 minutes a day, but when you consider we shot The Forgotten in 15 days for a 90-minute film, you know, it's significantly faster to have to shoot that way. The crew size was about the same. You know, the cast was larger on The Forgotten as well. But there's a lot of similarities, but at the same time a lot of differences. And I think the biggest difference about making a short is it's easier to finish it. That the post process is much quicker because there's not as many questions. There's not as many places you can go.
And I just remember on The Forgotten as well that when we were shooting, the schedule was so packed that you would arrive each day and you'd have, like, the first scene would be this really moving scene where people are going to cry and it's, you know, they're learning something huge about their character, and then you go straight to filming like a scary moment, and then like you're doing a moment where, you know, I don't know, people are discovering something for the first time and it's sort of all over the place. So jamming that in was just kind of crazy.
It's a bit manic.
Yeah.
Don't go there thing of like you turn the first page of a script open and you see exterior estate and everyone goes, oh no, not another estate film. But we really didn't want to do like a negative estate story. There are lots of empty estates in London and people who've been displaced and estates that are waiting to be torn down, but where you can see one little window of a family kind of hanging on. And co-writer James and me, we started questioning why, you know, who is that family? What's the story there? Kind of what's behind it?
What do you think about Ramaskrik?
It's amazing.
It's great.
It's
brilliant to be
absolutely
here.
fantastic. It's a beautiful, beautiful place, and the festival's so friendly and well run. It's been a real joy to be here.
Yeah, I think Jen and I have struggled not to be like tourists, like looking out the window going, oh, look at the mountains, it's so beautiful. Yeah, I think the weather's been great and everything, so we're loving it. It's lovely.
Location.
Oh yeah,
location.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing you made it, Red.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, so the estate has kind of blue, lots of blue coloration, strangely, and it really pings on the eye when you're there. So all the handrails and things are blue. So then when we were talking to the art directors, I was sort of saying, there's blue in there already, and that's like Tommy, and maybe we can do something where there's a colour contrast with Carmen. So it's all designed so that specifically when you're popping between those two rooms, and it's kind of one side and the other side, and kind of real life and not real life, there's a contrast.
And there's a technical reason for it as well, which is that the room, there's no lights in the room, and obviously we filmed almost exclusively with those lanterns as our actual light source throughout the film. I think even when they're not on camera, they're on the side of the camera giving a bit of this to the actor. We needed a color that would, when the lights were off, go to black, and that when the lights were on it, it would stand out and give you depth. And so red is actually one of the few colors that does that actually goes to black without maintaining its intensity. And even when they designed the room, actually if you have all the lights all the way on in that room, the corners are painted blacker, so that actually everywhere in the room the light drops off into infinite nothingness.
I wanted to thank you so much for coming to Oppdal, and as you've noticed, it's kind of cold here. And to make sure that you stay warm here and in the future, we wanted to give you some mittens.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I switched them around.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's okay. I'll be grey and you be black.
There you go.
These are fantastic. Thank you. Thank you.
I just want to say we've so enjoyed being here. It's been absolutely brilliant. Wonderful audience, like really, really nice people, genuine horror fans.
Thank you for staying for the Q&A.
Thank you. So yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you so much.
Tusen takk.